Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're talking about your shin angle when you're sprinting. This has been a very popular topic recently, and I just want to give you a little bit better understanding of exactly what people are talking about when they're mentioning that shin angle and what is going to be a good shin angle to be in and not a good shin angle to be in based off of your height. As always, if you like the information, go ahead and click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, go ahead and leave those in the comments down below, or even recommendations. We're going to hop in the video right now. All right, so we're going to have a novice sprinter here on the right side, and then I'm going to do Tyson Gay and Usain Bolt here on the left side. And, really what people are saying is that you want to be in about a 45-degree angle just because that's a lot of times what you go into when it comes to, reaching your triple extension, right? When you're getting into triple extension of the knee, the hip, and the foot, you're in about that 45-degree angle around. And this is obviously going to be a little bit tough just because the video quality, no matter what, you're just going to not get great video quality of, some of these top sprinters and stuff like that. So, obviously take some of this with a grain of salt, but I just want to give you guys a better understanding of exactly what we're talking about. So really, it has to do with the stance phase. The stance phase is that time on the ground, right? So landing on the ground, and then it's right before you're going to toe off. So this would be more of like that toe off phase, right? And this is going to be before the toe off phase. And, trying to get that shin angle closer to or lower down, closer to 45 is more effective just because that gives you a better idea of the flexibility within the Achilles, the ability to stretch within the Achilles, and also the ankle, and really makes it so now you can create more of that rebound effect. So if you're able to get that a little bit lower, and I think, like you can see Tyson Gay gets into like 41 here, on his, but I think it's a little bit too late, right? And so it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. I think Usain Bolt, he's at 45, but he's also 6'5". So, but it's a good thing to aim for. I think if you're at 45 or around that area, then that you're getting plenty of actual concentric action happening within that Achilles and, within the calf and that lower posterior chain. What happens is that if you have, a higher angle of 52, 60, anything like that, that just means that you're just not going to be able to get very much activation out of that posterior chain. You're not going to be able to utilize that posterior chain as well because you're not loading it very well. So that's what they're doing right now in that stance phase, is they're loading themselves up, loading that muscle up, and that joint up to be able to then push off with a lot of force. So now you can see that next screen is him, pushing himself vertically, right? Just because he's in a greater angle doesn't mean he can't create more vertical force. And that's actually critical in the ability to sprint fast, is you want to be able to take that horizontal force and translate it into a vertical force. So being able to get an understanding of where you're at with your stance phase is going to make it so now when, you look at yourself running, you can see, am I getting into, the proper extension angles? And you can see, with this athlete here on the right, he is doing a really good job of getting hip extension, knee extension, and even extension out of the ankle. But one, it's pretty far back behind him, right? He's allowing that leg to go really far back behind him. Look at the difference where, slight knee bend here out of Usain Bolt, not much of a knee bend here, getting basically full triple extension, and really not very much range of motion through the lower back. A little bit stiff in that lower back, and then you could see as he's coming up, getting a little bit rounded in that movement pattern, right? He's allowing himself to come more that way rather than being able to come right up and through. And, some of that might have to do with the shin angle. Some of it has to do with just, coaching and getting better mechanics. You can see here with with Tyson Gay, he's coming up and coming a little bit more right through as he pushes up and through. And, again, part of that's going to end up having to do with understanding the mechanics in the body, but more importantly, you can see how much lower back range of motion he's able to have. And I know from, working with a lot of different people that when you have stiffness within the lower back, you do like an overhead squat. It's a very general assessment. When you do that, you'll see people that really struggle in being able to keep their hands up overhead because they have a lack of range of motion within their ankle joint. And so what that just means is that when you are sometimes seeing people run and they have and they're showing a lack of range of motion within the lower back, there also is a lack of range of motion going on within that ankle joint that is also, causing there to be a bit of lack of range of motion, or inability to get as much flexibility within that stance phase, that second half of the stance phase when sprinting. So, just wanted to shed some light on what people are talking about when, they're at top speed. There's a lot of information about shin angle when it comes to the start phase and the acceleration phase and being able to maximize that. But I do think that I'm really big on top end speed. I love being able to really look deep into top end speed. And so hopefully being able to, see some differences here will give you guys a little bit more clarity in where you want to be with your goals, with your shin angle there. And what I just did is I just basically took a line at the knee, took a line at the ankle joint, and then tried to make as straight of a line as I could. Afterwards, this could maybe be a little bit higher. Maybe it could be at about 50. And yeah, I would say every angle counts, right? So if you're at 50 or higher, then you could do a little bit better with your angles there. You want to get closer to 45. Once you get to 45, maybe even 43, you should be able to really have a really elite top end speed. And now it just ends up building that up to make it so you're able to sustain it over a long period of time, and also making sure that you're able to stay healthy. And I would really say, work those shin angles, do different types of depth jumps, do different types of, acceleration drills, things that will make it so you have to understand how to create that bend, that dorsiflexion in the ankle to then create better and more effective plantar flexion. All right, so as always, guys, thanks for watching these videos here. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them for you either in the comments or you can reach out to me personally. And I would really like to see more people go through, our 12-week speed program or our, 1 month $97 offer that we have right now. We also have the 3-month speed programs, 109. Great deal. We give you breakdowns, and for a limited time I'm offering people breakdowns. I want to see more people fast, and I just love doing these breakdowns, to be honest with you. Like when you go and you sign up and you do these, and I get to see other people that I know are watching these videos run and sprint and see what they've been learning. It really gets me excited, and something that again I love to do. But I don't just do it just because people send in random videos. You got to put it yourself in a position where I'm going to be like, okay, let's be on a committed journey here. I'm not here to just give free giveaways and free handouts to people all the time. I want to be able to help people in sprinting that are really committed to it. And a $97 commitment is not a huge commitment, or a $109 commitment is not a huge commitment. It's something that I think is very worth it for you to be able to get a lot more out of your sprinting and get a better understanding of the sprinting mechanics and what goes into top level sprinters. All right, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.